For me, intentions, I would like to go through the agenda topics. Also, there is like a situation that I would like briefly like to comment in uh, that I feel that it's a learning experience for the TEC, and I just feel it's just one of those examples, right? Like ENS situations are too mainstream. Like anybody can learn from that. Like this is where the actual learning is going on. ENS guys, they just need gravity, but we are dealing with a very unique situation, and I feel it's worth maybe talking about it and reflecting on that. So that's one of my lead intentions today. Um, I don't have any distractions. Probably I had too much coffee, but that's it. And regarding my weekly playlist, let me check because I really like forget about this. But yeah, probably like giving a chance to a lot of like Joe Rogan episodes. Like I've been listening more to his podcast lately. Since we don't know like if it's gonna disappear or anything like that. So yeah, I've been like diving in, and I not being a regular podcast listener, it's been very interesting, and I particularly recommend the Carrot Top episode. I don't know if anybody who knows who Carrot Top is, but it's part of some of the jokes that they make. And I'll pass it to Manu.
Thanks, Chewy. Um, yeah, well, I want to, um, I guess, get back to the mothership in terms of what are some expectations with regards to HubSpot moving forward. And personally or socially, aside from work, not much. Just staying in. It's somewhat cold, so staying in my room with the AC and with the heater, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing new to report. I'll pass it to Septi.
Thanks, Manu. I have one intention actually, and it's like on the Dune Analytics dashboard, I'm calling it T Commons, but Ivy was saying like maybe this is not following our branding, so I'd like, yeah, in the comms, like if you guys think T Commons is fine, or we should call it TEC or TEC or Token Engineering Commons, but not T Commons. And then, yeah, intentions to hang out with you guys, and I do not have any distraction. And for playlist, I still listening some rap. So I'm hearing now English rap, NF and Logic. Both are cool. I'll pass it to Juan.
Thanks, Septi. Um, yeah, my distraction is that I will be having lunch in this call. And my intention is to sync with you guys, also to invite you to an event that we will be having 1 hour after gravity. That is the DAO Resolutioners Conflict Resolution for DAOs event that Gitcoin will have, and I am invited. So yeah, I am also inviting you all to assist, and also talking about the importance of conflict resolution and conflict management. Um, we will always have conflict, and the important thing is how do we do to manage them. And yeah, I this weekend I didn't see or playlist anything, but I'm excited to announce that we participated in a hackathon, and I think it went good, but we are waiting for the results. And I will pass it to Mount Manu.
I already went, but I can bounce it off to Mario Rosso.
Thank you. Well, my intentions, guys, is well, no, is to sync up with you. My distractions, I'm waiting for a call on my current job. But that's it. It's almost nothing. On my playlist, I woke up early today listening the full album of Parachutes from Coldplay, and I'll pass it to Ekinio Dikwi.
Yeah, thank you, Mario. So, my intention is to sync with you guys, understand what's going on with TEC Comms, and how I can be of help. Distractions, nothing really, just me and you guys. So chilling. And I'll pass it back to you, Chui.
Thanks, Akene. Okay, let's get started with the agenda. First, our funding proposal is up for the advice process. I think I missed that in my tabs, but here, let's bring it up. Okay, so we have a functional funding proposal up for advice process. Actually, like this was one of the feedback that Angela gave me prior to publishing it, but I just couldn't wait anymore, and I was like, yeah, I'll just push it, and if we can bring this discussion to for it to be open, I feel it might be more valuable at this point. So yeah, it's mostly about deliverables. I think that there can be some tangible deliveries that the different teams can be doing for the next months. So yeah, I'll make sure to be adding this in. But this is exactly the kind of stuff that is going to strengthen our proposal. Also, this whole table, I think I'm changing it because it's just too confusing. These contact index and presentation links are just going to be like more self-explanatory for the translations part. So yeah, pretty much this is where we are right now. We got to strengthen this, and I really want to push it so we can start posting the funding proposals in the TEC Garden later this week. I feel that right now, and I really take the stewards' advice on this. Like, there's not really like any working groups that are lagging behind. Like we are all getting ready, we are all getting there. But to be honest, like there are many retroactive funding for contributors that have been here for the past couple of months preparing themselves. And I really feel it's important that you feel compensated for this, and that we also get the ball rolling with just income in general, so that we can start having a more formal jump to being functional. And there's like no way in which we can like cover all of this without compensation. So this is my priority right now. And please, if you have this is going to be very helpful to have a more solid proposal for the comms DAO. I'm gonna open up for. Let me quickly link this to the. Oh wait, nope, not that one. Let me link this to the agenda so that everyone has access to this. And are there any questions or just observations that you would like to bring to the table about the funding proposal? I'll give you guys like 5 seconds. If not, we can move on.
Yeah, I shared with you in the steward chat, but I think it's very important like to get these teams splitted, like Twitter from animation, Hotspot from translations, and so people, so the community can better choose what they want to fund on in which order they want to fund it.
Yes, Septi. I think this is a very valid suggestion. My only concern, and probably you will be more familiarized with the conviction voting process, but wouldn't this delay the proposals, or do you think by splitting it in proportional amounts, pretty much every team will be up to their own, like backing or funding. I don't know how to say it. Like, what will this delay in any form the funding? That would be my only concern with making 6 separate proposals.
Oh, Mike, sorry, this mic hard to unmute. Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically it will delay, but at the same time, what if, for whatever reason, the community doesn't want to pass, I don't know, HubSpot or whatever, or the others, right? And then maybe you end up not passing HubSpot and the other one that's linked to it just because the community doesn't want to vote on this one, right? And they, I don't know, like, yeah, I mean you can propose whatever you want, like advice process, it's nice, but then you are the one who's making the proposal, but yeah, I would just wanted to share those thoughts.
Okay. I think this is something accurate. I feel that it would be just great for giving the community the chance to have like an opinion and be able to support the different teams separately. It might be like a huge deal with the 200 TEC tokens that are needed, but probably transparency can help us out on that one. But yeah, I'll consider it through the rest of the day. I don't know if maybe pushing like a first proposal and a first team before we like officially finish the advice process could be something valid or something that the community would be able to consider. But yeah, my concern is about time. Like, if we have to make some of the teams wait for like a couple of weeks more, and they are already like expecting their retroactive funding, this is something that worries me a little bit. So yeah, thank you for bringing this up, Septi. I'll find a way to make it work. And maybe if there are no like further advice or comments for tomorrow, I can start posting the first proposals, at least those that appear to be more solid, like around their numbers and deliverables and all of this stuff. Are there any other comments around the funding proposal? Okay, let's move on to the Writers Guild. But let me add another agenda topic before I go into this. We were reached out by Mitch because he's very interested in asking for the team's support for communications on the proposal inverter project. So let me check really quick. I think it was in my HackMD. I'll also link to this. Okay, so I put together this proposal for covering the proposal inverter project. I don't know if anyone here is aware of this project that the TEC is doing in collaboration with Block Science and Prime DAO. But in case you're not aware, the proposal inverter is a tool that will facilitate like funding for projects that are collaboration between two DAOs. So let's say that there are some limitations. Like, let's say that Prime DAO wants to get together with the TEC and say, hey, let's develop this project. Like, I feel it's really good for whatever. There are some limitations around that, especially on the follow-up that needs to be taken, like the different trust levels. Like, do we set a proposal? Do they set a proposal? Are we going to go half and half? How are we going to manage that treasury? There are many, many limitations to this kind of collaboration. So the proposal inverter approaches this matter as a tool that solves mainly two aspects. Joint ventures is the first one, and the second one is I think it's like transparency and like this whole thing about like funding funding management. So I feel it's a really interesting project, and they want to push it so that we can start getting more DAOs to participate in the proposal inverter itself and be able to contribute to the overall project. So I feel it's really cool. It's like fundraising through a tool, fundraising for a tool via that tool. I feel it's an interesting approach, and we are trying to provide communications on this. I already have some people in mind that could support us, but the idea would be to bring in someone that can get along with teams and also ask for more, like feedback and just like different ideas. And I mean, this was the whole purpose, right, of putting together teams to be able to facilitate communications for token engineering related projects. So if you want to check out the document, it's here. I already sent it to Mitch, so he's going to be including it in the main proposal. And also, I still have to reach out to the animation team that has been whose popularity has been growing a lot, because we would also like to take you in account for like this animated tutorial and be able to get a quote and see how much we can charge this proposal for providing the services. So it gets me really, really excited, but I would really like to see it working as it's meant to be. So if you would like to jump in the proposal inverter or just like any discussion around it, make sure you check out the communications proposal itself. And after this, I think there's going to be a follow-up, but we're still on to be defined status on that one. But I'll keep you in the loop definitely for how this goes. This is potentially our first big client, so I'm excited about that. This is what we put all of this together, right? Okay, moving on to the Writers Guild and the TEC Publishing. I feel it could be a good opportunity to meet the proposal inverter halfway. And the idea is to start facilitating, and building like this platform where different writers can contribute. And the first step that I was thinking for this is I added a 6 unofficial team to the proposal, to the funding proposal, as you may have noticed. We're taking in account Writers Guild so that we can have a pool of bounties that can recognize people that approach the TEC and like to, I'm putting together this article about my first experiences, like my first approach on the TEC. I feel that this is highly valuable and we should be able to recognize that. Gideon has been putting together amazing articles, and I mean, we can praise him, but there's like not a real way to, incentivize this and make it sustainable. So this is why we put together a Writers Guild. We are asking for an initial amount of 3,000 XDAI to recognize with $300 each of these contributions. We still need to wrap our heads around this. We're going to have a call in 2 hours, just working on how we can work to make more structure for this and incentivize it a little bit better and with more planning around it. But since this is supposed to, I mean, the purpose of this is to foster the community, right? To be able to have and provide some writing content to the TEC. So this touches on the subject of getting different guests to participate in our blog, which is one of the points that the proposal inverter is trying to also jump on. So I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say here, but I feel that we can start doing that many times. Like if the T Academy team needs something, it's probably a need that already came up with the animation team and vice versa, right? The proposal inverter will be no exception to this. And I feel that we can start taking some steps towards more practical purposes, and like leave behind this stage of the teams where we have been capacitating and giving ideas to the different contributors, and we can start like actually taking steps to more hands-on kind of projects. So yeah, this is something that I wanted to raise. To be honest, I still have to go through this whole document. I only read like the introductory points of it. But if you're interested in this area or writing in general, or any writers that could be interested in contributing, you should probably attend the call that we're going to have in 2 hours, because I feel there's going to be great brainstorming around creating more written content. So, are there any questions around the TEC publishing team? We're now still a Writers Guild.
Yeah,
Yes, Manu.
You said that this meeting will be after Gravity's Cinco?
No, I think it's going to be at the same time. Yeah. TEC editorial planning. Sadly, is going to be during Gravity, so I'm really sorry about that, Juanca. I think it was the only time that fit CET.
Okay, is it going to be here at Comms, or like it's going to be one of these voice channels?
It might. Probably Stewards or Comms or Communitas. But it might be Communitas, since it's an initiative that is coming out of there. But the Comms working group is the one requesting funding for it, so I don't know. Yeah, like it would be also really nice to maybe make a decision during this call about like which working group this falls on.
Yeah, okay. I have an agenda point to add on working on the working group weekly updates. It came to my attention that the retrospective action that was chosen by the community was to work on brand and storytelling, and that is something that is our mandate. So now it has sort of like become expressed, as something that we need to work on that. So just wanted to bring it to our attention. It's certainly gonna directly affect how I like the tone and like the narratives and like the email campaigns that I execute through HubSpot. But overall, like for everything, like for animation, for this new client that Comms is having. So I feel it's something worth going over. If not today, eventually.
Yeah. Wait. I just lost my train of thought. Narrative. Do you think we can maybe leave this topic after the HubSpot moving forward topic agenda? Like I think it might be better to approach this topic as we close our call.
Sure.
Especially because of some of the things that I would like to share around the mentioned incident. Yeah. Okay, so are there any other concerns or comments around the TEC publishing team? Okay, let's move on. The next one is Mirror XYZ for international blog. We have been looking at different options for start activating like a mirror channel and like around this discussion around credentials and Medium. It can be not maybe like optimal for credential management. We feel that Mirror definitely falls more under Web3 version of things, which is always easier to handle. And we were thinking about posting some of the translations for the TEC blog in a new Mirror profile. So I guess what I really want to say with this, if I mean, of course, if anybody has some comments, they're welcome. But what I really want to say with this is that maybe we will need some people that have more experience with Mirror, so that they can be part of like some kind of advice process, and be able to set it up. I don't think that for now leaving Medium is in our roadmap, but I feel that articles could be edited so that they link to their translated versions, in Medium. So yeah, this is something that I feel that could work okay moving forward. And the reason why we need like some people that get familiarized with Mirror is for like the obvious, like setting up credential management. Like how can we make it work? Like how can we use it to our advantage instead of like trying to like find out what is this Mirror thing, etc. So yeah, if I don't know if anybody here has some experience with that, but also let's keep our eyes open for bringing in someone that can give us some advice on how to properly set it up, and not having to make adjustments later on. Are there any comments around adopting Mirror for the international blog?
I just have one question. What's the relation with Mirror and credentials management?
It's just easier to handle because the way people can contribute is like login with Web3 kind of solution. So I always feel that it's much easier to like have a Gmail account that people need Dashlane to get access to, and then send invitations to guest bloggers. I've just seen that Mirror has been a much friendlier platform for communities that have different contributors. So yeah, it's more of a Web 2 versus Web 3 context.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Septi. Are there any other comments around Mirror? Okay. So, Dune Analytics. First of all, I feel that we need to push this amazing link. Let me check. I think it was in the community stewards thing.
You can find it on Communitas. I just posted yesterday.
Okay. Oh, I just found it in the stewards Telegram chat. Okay. Yeah, let me add it to the agenda. Okay, so let's take a peep in case someone here hasn't checked this out. This is amazing. Has like current price, like all of this is based off the bonding curve, but we also have some data from Uniswap. From Coniswap here. This here we can see like every exact interaction, how much people are buying. Oh, this is an interesting one. This just happened today. Yes, $100 more. Okay. Yeah, so pretty much everything that we could see in the dashboard back in the days of params parties, like now we can see it here, but like super nicely like laid down and like the actual thing happening. This is not a simulator. So I feel it's a really amazing tool. And let's keep this in our radar. Let's always point to people like like, hey, have you seen that class buy? This is great. Like we can start supporting with communications around this tool, and I feel that it just engages with people. Like there's no way. Like I mean, all of us here are more like engaged with the TEC, and I feel that we really are able to relate to this information in a very interesting way. So let's find more people that are gonna find this as satisfying to watch as all of us.
Actually,
and yes,
actually,
yes, Septi.
my question is like in the analytics, we're calling it the commons, and
Yes, I was about to jump on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So about branding, the thing is that we are, as Septi was saying, we are calling it a T Commons dashboard, and there are like some issues around the branding. I personally feel that we should stick with token engineering comments. That the T comments thing is more uh, like for uh, taking people to the website. But I feel that like even if it's like in a let's say like in a talking about the TEC context, I feel it makes sense, right? Sometimes to say TEC, to say T comments, but I feel that we should always, as much as possible, push token engineering comments, like the full name. Uh, is there a reason, Septi, why you pick T comments? Like trying to like like approach branding as it is, or was your concern mostly about like the space it takes because it's a pretty long
Yeah,
character thing?
actually, our handle on Twitter is T Commons. Then I was, oh, that sounds cool. But then when Ivy saw, like, she was like, oh, this is not following our branding. So yeah, then I bring it to comms. So yeah, I'm hearing from you, like, yeah, I'll just change it to token engineering commons, and yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I was just, I like T commons, but that's just me.
I wonder if oh yeah, someone is already using it. I was wondering if we could change it, but yeah, someone in New York is having a blast here. Um, okay, so yeah, maybe changing it for token engineering commons could be a better approach. But every time we use handles, let's stick with T comments as much as possible. Um, would this make sense to everybody, or does anybody here feel there are better options for approaching our branding in a shorter way?
I think token engineering commons is very powerful too.
I like the word powerful when referring to token engineering commons. So so yeah, I mean, would you need like some more signaling maybe from the stewards, Septi, or how do you feel about this?
No, I mean, actually hearing from you, Ivy, and Mario Rosso, I think that's fine. Let's just put the token engineering comments. That's fine. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Hey, David, welcome. This is the Communications Weekly Sync. Right now, we are just wrapping our heads around everything that has to do with the TEC communication. So, welcome, welcome to this call. We're glad to have you here. Okay. Moving on to our next agenda topic, we have the Common Stack T.E.A.M check-in. Let me pull this from Twitter really quick. Key fundamentals, where is it? Oh, here it is. The TC Commons upgrade was collaborative economics in action. For our next AMA, we invited Angela, Gideon, YGG, and Tam. Oh, and Libby to share how the T Commons community uh, themselves choose the parameters of their economy and why that matters. This is going to be in 3 more days, so we need to start pushing communications around this. Maybe this could be a great chance to send the second newsletter. We can talk about that a little bit later, Manu. But yeah, just so that everybody keeps this in the radar, we are having an AMA summarizing the collaborative economics process. I feel this is huge, especially amongst other DAOs and people that are starting to wrap their heads around, like different kinds of processes. So yeah, let's work on pushing this in the next 3 days. Sorry, I couldn't be more hands on yesterday during the Teams syncs for planning ahead on this. But yeah, are there any thoughts that anyone would like to share about this particular event? Maybe it's like some expectations or any good ideas to place it in communities where it will get enough attention? I'll wait for 5 seconds. If anybody, if nobody has anything to say, that's fine. We can move on. Okay. Next agenda topic: activating the dework Discord bot. This is something that is going to happen sometime this week. I wanted to sync with you, Juanca, on that actually to see if maybe we could set it up together so that we can have the proper channels assigned to, you know, gravity tasks and communication tasks, because we're the ones using dework. So have you had any thoughts on this, especially now that the funding is about to pass? Juanca, are you there?
Sorry,
Okay, no, it's fine.
give me a TLDR. Sorry, I was getting out the dishes.
No worries. Discord bot for dework. Just asking if you already had any kind of like planning or anything around setting up the Discord bot so that we can start receiving notifications for tasks and just similar tools that the bot offers for gravity and communications.
It's already configured, and it updates in the threads every move that you make in the Trello board. So yeah, I think you just have to link it in the dework page, and it should work. You can see like in Gravity, the one that says that trust creation, and yeah, there are some changes, like the history of the changes that have been done. We are still polishing our dework, but yeah, I think it's something from coordination in these next weeks.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So it's a matter of pretty much setting it up as soon as we have it ready and comes. I'm very glad to know that it's already working for Gravity. Okay, let's move on to next agenda topic, which is the Taoist Mexico City T.E.A.M Academy. Can you guys give me like 10 seconds? I'm sorry, I'll be right back. About that. Whoa, I just stopped sharing my screen instead of turning on my camera. Sorry about that. Okay, so next agenda topic: the Taoist Mexico City and the Academy. I just wanted to open this to the rest of the comms working group because, as you know, I'm working in hosting an event in Mexico City called the Taoist. And we are looking for ways in which we can include the T Academy as well as making a presentation on the T fundamentals course. So I wanted to share this so that everybody keeps it in the radar. And just just like a quick reminder that we are trying to take in account real life events that are happening and anything that goes on in there around token engineering. So this takes me to the Denver topic. Some of us are going to be attending Denver, and I feel that we should have like a very like warm approach to the community getting together. So I wanted to raise this especially for the Twitter team, Asset Laser. Next week, I'm gonna be like, I feel in a daily basis. Maybe we could set up a Telegram group or something, just sharing pictures of community members hanging out in Denver. It's something that worked really, really great in ECC. I feel that it engages with people in a very unique way. And I wanted to raise this so that if anybody hears about any real life events, let's keep them in the radar. Let's especially if any token engineering projects are going to be having any kind of activity in them. So I know that Juanca, you had some plans for the different events that are going to be offered in Colombia in the next few months. So please always feel free to approach comms and ask for support covering real life events, because these engage really good. Like, we don't have to like be giving out a talk in the events. Just like sometimes, like a gathering, it's like, hey, we're gonna get together in this restaurant or this bar or whatever. I feel that's always really good for fostering community, especially when we have a community like the one that we have in the TEC. So yeah, I wanted to raise this and to just keep that in the radar. And speaking specifically about the Taoist Mexico City, Manu will most likely join us to be able to like give a talk on TEC and collaborative economics. So yeah, if anybody else would like to attend this event in Mexico City from our many Mexican contributors, feel free to approach us and see how we can use this for, like chilling the TEC, like low key. we kind of like have a people in the front line for that. So yeah, if you know what I'm saying. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add into real life events topic?
Just that I will definitely go. It's not like it is. I am inevitable, like Thanos. I will go there and I will do a presentation.
I'm going to.
I'm sorry, Acid Laser. I think you cut off there.
That I'm going to. I don't know.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Great. It'll be great to have you guys here. And meeting in real life. Like, I can't believe I have never met you in real life, you both. So yeah, fixing that will also be good. Okay. Last topic, HubSpot moving forward. I still don't know how to say this. I still don't know how much of it is sensitive information that maybe we should like let pass, but basically there was an issue with some decisions that we're taking. On launch day, we spent almost like 6 hours prepping the newsletter, and there was some sensitive information included in that newsletter that shouldn't have been there. I verified that this information was meant to be replaced, and even though I got, let's say, like the first warning for that, I just had so much stuff on my mind that I completely skipped it, and this can potentially bring some issues in the legal perspective to the common stack. So, I mean, this happened on Sunday morning. I woke up to this, and it was a little bit tough dealing with it. Having to approach this in a damage control thing was a priority for sure. But to be honest, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather because of this. I don't know if it's the amount of work. I don't know if it's like the amount of projects, and it's more of a personal point of view. But I'm still thinking about like some of the actions that I should take. Right now, a priority for me is providing the common stack with whatever information that they need to follow up on this. And like, I feel that this in many ways falls outside of like the DAO jurisdiction. I mean, we really have like and it makes me really proud to have different methods like gravity, like different dialogue processes. But when it comes to legal implications, I feel this kind of falls outside of this category. So I'm still taking in like different feedback from different members of the community. And I mean, regarding some steps that we could take with the HubSpot team, I feel that there's really like not a lot to do. I don't blame myself, much less I blame the team, the HubSpot team for this incident. But as I said, I'm still like observing. I'm still like in a stage of observation to see what the best course of action is here. And after that, to be honest, I'm still considering what could be some good steps that I could take for myself and for be able to provide the teams and the different communications contributor with the stewardship that they need for keeping themselves involved in the token engineering commons. So, as I said, I'm still thinking and wrapping my head around what could be like good steps to take here. But I wanted to touch on this subject and open it up for any reflections looking back on the situation. And also, like in the end, practical steps. Like, what can we do that we didn't really do to prevent this in the future, which is pretty much just like remember the information that you verified. Because if you don't execute, it's the same as if you didn't verify. So I get why this could probably turn wrong in a launch day when everybody's like stressed out and with their heads in many different topics. But I wanted to open up this to see if anybody had like some reflection about this incident. And yeah, also to hear specifically Manu, who I know had some ideas around some of the next steps that we can take forward. As far as practical steps go, I feel that a great measure would be to send out a newsletter, a new newsletter with updated information, and just have like some kind of follow up so that we can keep the ball rolling without it affecting the team or its purpose directly. So I feel these Common Stack T.E.A.M could be a great excuse for taking some steps forward and leaving this behind us. But I just want to open up the stage for anybody that would like to reflect on this incident. And yeah, just like listen to the overall feel and temperature check from the community. So maybe it could be a good idea to pass this to Manu, and from there on, if anybody would like to add something, I'm looking forward to hear to you guys' feedback. So go ahead, Manu.
Yeah. So long story short, there was some information on an email. Hubster required that information. We put it there. It was the wrong one, and it tied two organizations together that ought not be tied together, because the purpose of the email was for our hatchers to buy TC tokens, and so like that looked under the wrong angle. It could be seen as something that renders a liability for the TC. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Hopefully, I've explained it somewhat accurately without revealing too much of the things that are still being sort of like investigated. That's too much of a formal word. It's just like a due diligence of, okay, what are the things that we're gonna do following. But being that as it may, the information The correct information was when the correct information was posted when we bought the product, when we bought HubSpot. I mean, the narrative, there's proof that it was an honest mistake and not something that we did to profit out of the hatchers or whatever. So that's a silver lining, I suppose. Moving forward, I would like to, take the chance, given that we have two steward working group leads here. We have Juanca and Septi. If there are if there are any types of comments or like um, notifications or any messages that uh, uh, are coming up or you would like to mention to the community with regards to any events coming up from Gravity or transparency, do let me know so we can introduce them into the newsletter somehow. Right now, I do agree that the AMA is a good it's a good topic for us to reach out and invite people. Um, I'm working on the forms that are gonna be sent out for us to start having um, start plugging our data sources into HubSpot so that we get more information from the people that are within our contact list, so that we know how to better craft a campaign that would serve them better. So that's what's been done right now. Other than that, I thank you, Chuy and Durga, for all the support that you guys have given me. And other than that, I'll just keep working on this. I'll revisit with both of you in terms of the actual form and how to send it forward. But I would like to sort of like crowdsource what information we want to be sending out to our our contacts, so that I know what to prioritize, and sort of like I have um, the whole set of arguments or notifications, messages, things that need to go out to our community, so that I know how to approach that. Um, so yeah, that's my take on it. And yeah, if someone else wants to say something, maybe Juanca, Septi. I know Juanca, you messaged me, um, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, like, we do mistakes with humans, and, like, as long as the intentions were not bad, that's fine. Like, what I would say, like, just get advice from a lawyer. We have a legal working group, and yeah, see how to move on the legal aspect, and in the work aspect, yeah, just keep doing. Like, you learn by doing. So, yeah, thanks for taking that job, Manu. Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to say.
I also want to say that sometimes we express and defend some ideas, but then sometimes our actions um, are not always like that, and it's a self evaluation that we should do like every time. And it's like I am acting according to the values that I am promoting. And I think that it's really also important to be confident of having a direct communication here in the community, and like telling things to the people that is involved, and managing information very horizontally, so like that there are no misunderstandings or maybe information that goes to other people, and maybe not to the person that is involved. So I think it's a process that we are always learning from, and that we should always try to have like direct communication, and try to involve the people that we are talking about in our discussions. I think that's really important.
Durganas, I think you wanted to mention something.
Yeah, I would just say, this feels to me like a process failure in the sense that, we were all about getting her done and, on the day. And I think that everybody involved, apart from me, didn't really understand the scope of what it was going to take to get this thing to work. And because we were like, well, we had this kind of pre-existing idea that, hey, we should just be able to get this thing done, but then the scope was like this big, and so like we had this delta between this and that. I do think that content review is a thing, and we were talking about having an editorial board and this kind of thing, and I think legal needs to be involved in that kind of stuff. So I feel like as much as we need sort of low cost conflict resolution, we also need low cost content creation, and editorial checks, and make sure that certain basic metrics can be met. So you know, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been all about trying to establish, processes, right? So every meeting that I'm in, I'm like, here's a process that I use for doing this, and here's a process that I use for doing that, and processes